Today I'm going to be building a mantle, and like most home projects, it starts with a trip to Home Depot. I picked up a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood and about 5 2x4s and took them back to the house to start making some cuts. Here I'm framing out the stone. This is going to act as a backstop because the mantle and surround that I'm going to build is going to end up being hollow. I'm going to use the ledge that I'm attaching to hold the top of the mantle and the framing around to support the columns that I'm going to build. They're going to look like faux beams. I added these boards on the side because the wall wasn't square, and there's about 11 inches at the bottom coming down from the mantle, and I'm only going to build about an 8-inch column. So here I'm starting to rip my plywood for the 8-inch columns. I make a bunch of 8-inch rips, and then I make a couple of 4-inch rips for the returns to go back to the wall. In order to make the columns, I'm going to put a 45-degree angle on each edge so that when I glue it together, it'll look like a beam. And I cut it to length and begin to tape the backs so that I can fold these miters up. Just like that. Use painter's tape as the clamp and let them sit to dry. I had an idea to add some stability to the inside of these joints by taking the 45-degree offcuts and some construction adhesive and sticking them inside, so that if my kids run around at my mom's house and bang into this, there's not a risk of it breaking. Here I've cut the mantle top down to size and then fill the end grain with putty so that when I prime it, you won't see that grain showing through. At this point, I'm attaching the beams that I've made. There's little gaps at the bottom, but that won't matter because I'm about to put some baseboard on it, and that gap at the top is going to get covered by some crown molding. I'm attaching everything with 18-gauge finish nails and then fill everything with wood putty so that when you paint it, won't be seen. I took some white caulk and caulked all of the joints. Started to sand all of the filler down and get it ready for a coat of primer. It's really important to use primer when you're using construction grade lumber because pine is notorious for showing the grain through if you just try to use paint. So here I started priming it. I ended up doing 2 coats just to make sure there was no chance of seeing the grain coming through when they would get it painted. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe so you can see when I put out another project, and ask any questions that you have in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Appreciate it. Until next time.